Hello and welcome all. We're here in Australia for the Ion Formula Junior Australian Grand Prix. It is season 4, round 1. Of course, as always, we are here at the Blue Wallaby Park Circuit. It has been our season opener since season 1 for every single season. And of course, after a 2-year-long wait, a 2-year-long hiatus, we are back in the flesh for some more racing action. Of course, some great drivers here in Formula Junior have won this race, such as Patrick Curro, Kundai, Captain Bo, Luchabot, and Noah Gamer. And today, we will see someone new on the top step of that podium. Of course, with this track, we all know how it works. It consists of 19 corners, 11 to the right and 8 to the left. Of course, with only one start-finish straight, as always. I would hope there's only one. This track also has 0 elevation, which is something I have never seen in my life. That's just how this track works. And of course has 2 DRS zones. There's a hard braking zone into turn 1 and a sweeping right into turn 14. And I'm sure there'll be some great overtaking moments in those 2 action zones. Onto the grid, we have, I believe, 10 drivers, at least 10. Let me just make sure real quick. We have 12. On pole right now is Gosha in the Midnight Star with a water bottle in second place. Let me just go back here and make sure. Zan is in P3. We have Astronomia here in the Zanlioge P4. And a few, let me see. Yeah, okay, so Gosha P1, Mads P2, Zan P3. We have Astronomy in the Zanlioge P4, Dino in P5 in the Meme Racing. We have Heisteka in the Midnight Star P6. We have Fanta P7, British Coda P8. We have Jabba Juice P9, Pi Luca P10, and then Peon in P11. We're here on the grid just waiting for the lights as the lights command is on screen. We're about to get underway here for season 4, round 1 of Formula Junior. On screen right now, 1 red light, 2 red lights, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go for season 4, round 1 of Formula Junior. Already off the start. It's a brilliant start, I believe, for Gosha. As we go into turn 1 here, in the lead is actually, I believe, that is Mads. That is a water bottle. Into the lead immediately. As you can see, it's a huge curveball. It's a major battle at the front. I believe that's Gosha and water bottle at the front. Going into the chicane, into the sweeping right-hander. Gosha takes a huge lead already. Oh, Dino's gone way wide, and there's another car off in the background, almost spinning out. Of course, he's able to keep it on track. Gosha going into the lead with Simon P2, that's his name, with battling for P2 with Water Bottle. Or War Thunder, that's War Thunder, I do apologize. It's actually a 3-car battle now between Fanta, War Thunder, and Gosha. It's a 3-car battle. Gosha going a bit wide along with Fanta. Fanta going down the inside now. Fanta takes the lead, and that is War Thunder also up into P2, I believe, but Gosha still fighting back for the lead. And it's a 3 cars have pulled away from the pack. Fanta stays in the lead. Gosha, I believe, now is in P2 with War Thunder in P3. Now down into turn 1. It's a huge lead now. Fanta's gotten an amazing turn 1 and has put a bit of a gap between him and Gosha. But he is actually on the soft. Everyone else is on the medium compounds apart from Dino and Fanta. So Fanta should have gotten an amazing start, but of course Gosha right behind him now into the chicane. And it looks like, I think Fanta has actually been able to widen the gap, and surely now he'll be able to pull away with these softer compounds. Yeah, massive gap between him and Gosha, but also a massive gap between Gosha and War Thunder. War Thunder has actually gone, he's actually fallen back up. He's fighting with the Zanlioges of Fish Noob and Pi Luca. Anything to say about it? Back up in the lead, and Fanta Troll will try to take P1 back. It is very confusing between them because they both have Fanta in their name. It's going to be very confusing when I say Fanta. But Gosha, going through the last few corners, has the lead of the Australian Grand Prix once again, but DRS wide open for Fanta into turn one. Can he make a dive into turn one? Maybe take the position back. Not able to for now. Gosha still keeps the lead, and it's still a massive 3-car battle at the back. They're still going at it. But Gosha is able to still keep the lead for now with Fanta still bearing on him with the pressure compound. We'll see how long he can last on those tires before he has to pit in. Gosha still just barely ahead of Fanta going through the second chicane. Fanta goes a bit wide there compared to Gosha. I think his tires might be going off a little bit, but he's still in the fight for P1 and now going through the last sector. Gosha will still hold on to the lead, I believe, but they're now side by side. Fanta going for the move. He's gone super wide compared to Gosha, but I think he's been able to keep the position just barely, and now Fanta is back in the lead, and he is hoping to keep this position at least for now and stay with him. Back into turn one. I believe the battle for P3 has died down a little bit. It is only Fishnoop and War Thunder. Pyluka has fallen off a little bit from the rest of the pack. He is going down. He's actually Simon and I believe that's Heisteko are now closing in on Pyluka, and they'll be looking to see if they can fight for that top 5 position. But back at the front, Fanta Troll is still keeping the lead. Gosha still trying to keep up with him and trying to keep that lead back. Of course, the DRS is helping him a lot with that. But there is now a massive gap between Fanta and Gosha. And I think Fanta is really hoping to pull away now on his software compound. But it has been 6 laps of battling. I don't know if those tires could last that much longer. But for the battle for P3 is still going on between War Thunder and Fishnoob. They're still very close to each other. Fishnoob has gone off a little bit, but he is not that far off compared to Gosha and Fanta. And Fishnoob is looking to see if he can take P3 away from War Thunder. As we go on to the main straight. Some more battles going on throughout the field. Apart from this top 4 kind of battle, there's a battle for P6, P5 even, between Pyluka, Heisteko, and Simon. Pyluka is still keeping P5 for now, but Heisteko is closing in on him. They're within a second of each other. And Heisteko is really hoping to see if he can catch up to Pyluka and try to take that P5 position away from him. Further down the grid, there is also Dino versus British Coda. I mean, there's only a second between the two. Dino is actually on the harder compound. He's on the hards compared to British Coda. So he's actually having an amazing start. Well, not really an amazing start. He's down in P8. But with the hard compound, it's not the worst possible start for him. Back at the front, though, Fanta Troll and Gosha now side by side going through the long right-hander. And I believe Fanta still keeping the lead, but Gosha going around the outside, cutting in onto the inside now. I think Gosha is back in the lead. Fanta versus Fanta. It is the battle of the Fantas. Gosha back in the lead. No DRS for either driver. Neither of them got the DRS. But Gosha is now back in the lead. I think those tires are wearing down for Fanta. Now into turn 4, a hairpin now onto a few sweeping corners, but pretty much a straight with these cars. Gosha has gotten into lead, and he's made a bit of a gap now. 8 tenths between the two drivers, 7 tenths now. Of course, Fanta's still on the softer compound. I don't think he can last. He's falling back a lot. He's lost another second in one corner. He's gone wide there at the chicane. This is not looking good for Fanta at all. At least he's done that corner correctly. But now War Thunder is right on him. 6 tenths between the two drivers. War Thunder looking to take P2 away from Fanta. I think Fanta will now have to make a pit stop. Unless that was just a lapse in concentration. But War Thunder now going for the battle. It's a battle for P2. I think Fanta has just made another mistake into the left-hander. At this point, I think it's his tires. His tires are gone. He's oversteering all over the place. War Thunder into P2. And Fanta now in the pits with 8 laps done. We're on to lap 9. Fanta is in the pits for, I would assume, if he's going to the end, hard compounds. But we'll see how that strategy works out. War Thunder up into P2. Fish Noob up into P3. And Pyluka back up to B4. He's actually pulled away from the other drivers now. Heizteko has actually lost a few positions. He might have made a mistake somewhere back there. But Fanta Troll back into the race, just behind Heizteko and just ahead of British Coda. Onto the medium compound, and I would assume that could... we have 20 laps left. I don't know if that... I don't think mediums can last 20 laps. So we'll have to see for this race. But Zan has actually made a mistake a little bit. And now Fanta looking to take P6 away from him and try to catch up back to the front. He's hoping this strategy, where he started on softs, will keep him in the lead and hopefully will give him the win for today. But now things have died down a bit. Fanta has made the move on Simon. He's way ahead now, like about 6 tenths ahead of Simon. And he's looking to see if he can catch up to Dyna, who's still on his hard compound tires. Now we're in that bit of a lull moment. Not a lot of action. Now it's more of a strategy game. I think Gosha. Gosha is in the pits now, with only 9 laps done. He's on the hard compound, and he's definitely going to the end on this one now. Hard compounds to the end. He's come out right behind Dyna Only Jacob, who's also on hard compounds, although those are very old now at this point. Looking to see if he can take the position away from Dino. He should be able to do that very easily with his much fresher hard tires. Still side by side on the straight here, going into the first chicane. Hard braking zone, I believe. Surely Gosha will take the position now. Actually, Dino's putting up a good fight with them. Oh, that's one of the Zanliers that's just gone off. That's Pyluka. Pyluka has spun off the right-hander and has lost both positions to Dino and Gosha. That is a massive mistake. He's lost a lot of time from that, and now there's Fantatrol on his fresh mediums bearing down on him. He's about a second or two off, but he will be catching up soon with Pyluka. Of course, at the front. Oh, War Thunder and Fishnu both in the pit lane from their medium compounds. 1 lap after Gosha, and surely onto the hard compound. Will the overcut work, or will the undercut work for Gosha? I think Gosha, with that undercut, has gone back up into the lead, but he's still fighting with Dino for P1. War Thunder into P3 onto the medium compound. So it looks like War Thunder will be going for a 2-stop, and Fishnoob onto the hard compound will be doing a 1-stop. But this is very interesting for War Thunder and Fanta, who both have used the softer compounds. They have not even touched the hard tires. So if they can somehow, they're either trying to stretch these tires to the end, or they're going for the 2-stop, which seems very risky. But we'll have to see how this race goes. We are almost 11 laps into this race. And Gosha he's still battling with Dino on 10 lap. Dino is on 10 lap older hards, and he's still battling with Gosha. It's an amazing job from Dino. He's still within him. I think at this point, surely he just has to stay with him, get the DRS, and just stay at the front. But War Thunder surely will be catching up with him. He is on the softer compound. Looking down the grid, there's I believe a fight between Fishnoob and Fanta. Yeah, Fanta has actually made the move on Fishnoob, and now he is up into P4 and looking to see if he can catch up to the front two of Gosha and Dino, and hopefully he can surely make some ground here. Further down the grid, there isn't too much going on. Hesteco and British Kodas battling for P8. Fanta still trying to keep P4 from Fishnoob. Fishnoob is still with him right now. But you can see here, Jean Bajuice, he's just back at water department. He's just down here, relaxing, having a good time with himself on the hard compound. He's just a nice Saturday drive, I suppose. But back up to Fanta Troll now. In P4, he's within 2 seconds of War Thunder, and he's made a gap between him and Fishnoob. There's still a lot to play for here for these top drivers. The top five, only 8 seconds between the top five drivers. Pailuka, last time we've seen of him, he has not been able to keep up with this front pack. But as we move on to lap 13, Gosha still has the lead of the Formula Junior Australian Grand Prix. Dino is still within a second of Gosha on his very hard combat. He's doing an amazing job. He's doing a fantastic job on those tires. War Thunder has caught up a few tenths to the front two. Yeah, he's gained 4 tenths, I believe, since I last checked. So those mediums really coming into play, but surely the wear on those is not very good. And he'll have to either conserve or pit again. But he's gained some ground. He's now within 4 seconds. I say that now he's lost another 2 tenths or 3 tenths. Oh boy. So War Thunder still he's lost 6 tenths since I've said that. That's not great. But yeah, very quiet part now as we watch Gosha in the lead onto the main straight, looking to see if he can lap water department into turn 1. Hard braking zone, and out of it, surely into turn 4. He has to make the overtake. Yeah, side by side now into turn 4. But yeah, this is this. Oh, Dino has actually lost a lot of time this lap. I think now, he just couldn't keep up with Gosha. Now he'll be going into the clutches of War Thunder. That I've just seen. I've just seen water department spin out massively into the right-hander. He's we're gonna ignore that for now. But War Thunder is now within a second and a half of Dino Only Jacob, with Fantatrol still 3 seconds behind them. Through the third sector now, Dino going a bit wide there. Through a hard left-hander. Dino gets a huge oversteer moment, huge tank slapper, and now War Thunder bearing down on him through the last few corners, and surely with the DRS wide open, he will take P2 away from Dino Only Jacob. And now he will do his best to catch up to Gosha, who is about 5 seconds up the road. I don't think Dino's having a good time on those hards. He is not having a good time on those hards at all. Yeah, War Thunder now finally back up into P2. Looking to see if he can also lap water department right there in front of him. Through the right-hander, and yes, he has finally made the overtake on water department. And now with no one in front of him, clean air, War Thunder should be able to make the best of his tires. Or at this point, really, he could be conserving. I mean, I don't know how the strategy is going to play out with him. He is on either a really conservative two stop with his fresh tires, or sorry, a really conservative one stop, or he's going for a very aggressive two stop, and he'll be pushing every single lap. He'll have to do the same thing as well for Fanta Troll. He actually pitted a few laps before these guys, and now he'll have a bit more worn tires, but surely he'll be. Surely that is definitely a two stop. There's no way that isn't a two stop. Dino Only Jacob still losing time. I think he's just waiting for the right moment to get onto a set of mediums, which might be about right now. But he is slowly coming into the grasp of Fantatrol. But Gosha still keeping a 4.5, 4.6 second lead at the front on hard compounds. I don't think this strategy has really worked for War Thunder or Fanta. Because either way I see it, they either have to really conserve on those tires, or if they even do a two stop, that's just not a good idea. But Fanta Troll, as you can see, going through the left-handers, trying to see if he can take P3 away from Dino Only Jacob, who still has to pit. He's going. He's yeah, around now the pit window for Dino Only Jacob will be open. We'll have to see when he pits, and he'll probably fall down to P. Honestly, it seems like P6, P7, but he's still staying out on those hard compounds. Back up the front, War Thunder has gained a second on Goshen now. 3.6 is the gap. 3.5 seconds now is the gap between the two drivers. War Thunder actually put in a purple sector 3. And now 3.3 seconds. He is pushing it. He is pushing that car. 3.2 seconds now. He is going for it. Doing everything he can to catch up to Goshen. He's gaining a 10th every corner at this rate. Purple sector 1, I believe is, yes, purple sector 1 as well. Jeez. 2.8 seconds, the gap now at the front. Gosha right down the street from him. 2.5, 2.2 seconds. Yeah, War Thunder is absolutely flying right now. 2 seconds now the gap. He's gained 2 seconds within 2 laps. It's a brilliant job from him now. Going into the final few corners. Surely within the next few laps, we'll be seeing a battle between these two drivers. And we'll have to see if War Thunder can keep up with Gosha once his tires do hit the cliff. Now the gap 1.7 that I don't think he has an issue with keeping up with him. He's 1.7 seconds behind now. Going on to the straight after turn 4. Dino's, I believe, finally in the pits for medium compound, so he's out of this fight. But back up to the front. Oh my days, War Thunder! I've just seen on the side of me, War Thunder, huge mistake in the chicane. He popped another wheelie in the chicane, and he's lost about a few 410s, 510s from that mistake. But with how he's driving, he's surely gonna make that time up pretty quickly. But he got. I've just been told War Thunder has just gotten a slowdown penalty, so he's lost a lot of time. He's 5 seconds. He's lost 5. He's now it's a 3-second time loss there. 4.9 behind Gosha. 4.7 now. He was really pushing it. That looked like it was gonna be an amazing battle between the two, but now he has all that work to make up again. 4.7 seconds now the gap. Fanta Troll still pretty far behind. He had 8.3 seconds the gap between Fanta Troll and Gosha. It's another 4 seconds to War Thunder. But War Thunder, after that mistake, surely has to keep his head down and just focus now. Do not get another penalty. Do not make another mistake, and just catch up with Gosha once again. We have 9.5 laps left in this race. And War Thunder will be doing everything he can to catch up to Gosha. But he hasn't made too much ground now after that penalty. 4.6 seconds the gap between the two, and it has stayed there for the majority of this lap. 4.8 seconds now. We can see back here, British Coda with is trying to catch up to Hiseko, who I believe just popped a wheelie into turn one. He's got super wide. And now, surely British Coda, seeing this, he'll be trying to do his best to take P8 away from the Midnight Star driver. 1.4 seconds, the gap between 2 seconds is the gap between the two drivers. I don't think British Coda has actually caught up too much. Yeah, it's still 1 point. Oh, not even 1 point. Still 2 seconds between the two drivers. Fantatroll has now lost 4 seconds. Oh, actually, the Zanliojas are battling Fish Noob and Pailuka into turn one. It's a battle for P4 between the two teammates. Fish Noob just ahead of Pailuka. Pailuka is actually finally caught up to P4, and now he'll be seeing if he can take P4 away from his teammate. Through the chicane. Nothing out of the ordinary so far. Still about 1.2 seconds between the two drivers. Now it's within 1 second for Pailuka. I think now Pailuka will get the DRS at this rate. Let's see, DRS wide open? Yes, it is for both of them. He probably got it off the lap car, but both of them have DRS. Into the sweeping right-hander of turn 14. Pailuka is still trying to keep up with his teammate, trying to overtake his teammate. Still within the second. He might not. I don't believe he had. Oh, huge bit of a mistake there by Fishnu, who hit the curb on the right-hander. Now that could mean a lot. War Thunder went back into the pits. So it has Fanta. War Thunder onto the soft compound. Fanta onto another set of mediums. Fanta comes out right behind Dino Only Jacob for P5. And War Thunder still keeps P2. But now he has to. I think he's just settling for P2. I don't know if he's trying to go for. I don't think he's going for the win. He's just trying to keep. Oh, huge mistake there by Fish Noob, hitting another wheelie, and now Pailuka going for P3 on his teammate, has now taken P3 from his teammate, and is back is now for the first time this race on the podium, and trying to see if he can stay ahead of him. I mean, Pailuka's done a brilliant job of catching up, back up to his teammate, back up to the front runners. And Pailuka still is not actually pulling away from his teammate now. About a second, 5/10s actually between the two drivers. Yeah, now it's almost a second now. It's a brilliant job from Pailuka, but now there is. I was gonna say there's a hope for him for P2, but there's definitely not. War Thunder's on this. Oh, Gosha's actually he's also in the pit lane, and he's. Oh, that's a huge crash by British Coda. He's all over the place. Into turn 4. Not a great job. The top two, and now Mad War Thunder. Trying to see if he. Oh, I've just seen one of the Zanlio just in the background. Huge mistake for War Thunder. Hoping to see if he can actually catch up to Gosha. But since they're both on the same compound of tires, I don't think War Thunder has any chance of catching up to the lead. Especially with how consistent Gosha has been throughout this race. I have a mistake from him. But back to the battle for P3 real quick. The battle for P3 is being interrupted by a battle for P9. We have a battle for P3 between the Zanliojas and a battle for P9 between, I believe that's the Avanti, the Scuderia Avanti cars, if I'm not mistaken. No, sorry, I believe that's the Overdrive, actually, the Overdrive cars. Let's just, a battle within a battle here between for all these drivers. Vishnu has fallen off a little bit, but the two teammates of British Coda and water department still going on. It's actually a bit of a Zanlio sandwich between for these two drivers. I think British Coda has finally gotten the best of his teammate. He's also on the soft compound, so I would hope he gets the better of his teammate. So British Coda up to P9. Huge mistake, I think, by water department. And now British Coda is still battling with a front runner. He actually has no DRS. Yeah, Pailuka and Fishtube trying to get through this traffic as quickly as they can. They do not want to be driving with these cars that will be slowing them down massively. Fishtube still trying to get past British Coda. He's made the pass on water department, but he hasn't been able to get past British Coda just yet. And I think the battle for P3 will be over because of this bit of an interruption from the Overdrive teammates. At the front, Gosha, I believe, just put the fastest lap in. 2 purple sectors and a green sector. And Gosha's still going faster with a purple sector one. Yeah, War Thunder now has lost 2 seconds since their pit stops. And with 4.5 laps left to go, I think it's pretty cut and clear that Gosha will be winning the Formula Junior Australian Grand Prix. Meanwhile, the battle for P3 is still going on, kind of. Not really. I mean, 1.1 seconds between the two isn't great, but hopefully he can get the DRS. Fishnoob can get the DRS off British Coda, and maybe he can actually get somewhere closer to Pailuka. But right now, it's not looking great for Fishnoob. He just can't get past British Coda, and he cannot catch up to his teammate, it seems. I mean, he's within the second now of his teammate. And surely now he's making the overtake on British Coda. Nope. British Coda's still there on the soft compound. He's still keeping ahead, which isn't the worst option. He still gets a DRS. Now finally, this is actually not that bad with the DRS. He's actually caught up to his teammate now within the second. Now still trying to get past the lapped car. British Coda is still battling on track for P3, but he's still down at P9. I think, yep, there we go. British Coda has actually made the pass on Pailuka, and now it's a battle now between Pailuka and Fishnoob. Teammates on the OH team. Fishnoob going for a bit more of a shallow angle onto the second DRS zone. Both have DRS thanks to British Coda. Fishnoob looking to make the move on his Fishnoob still, I believe, side by side with his teammate. Third side by side. He gets the best of his P3. Pailuka is still behind. And it onto the main straight. Pailuka is back up into P3. And Fishnoob makes a huge mistake. He's hit the sausage curb on the inside of turn 1, and he's lost a massive amount of time. All the time gained from DRSing with British Coda has not paid off, and he's made a massive mistake. The gap between them now 1.4 seconds. And with 2.5 laps left for them to battle, I think it might be over for Fishnoob, unless Pailuka makes a mistake here. Actually, British Coda is doing pretty well. Even though he's on the softer compound, he's still keeping up, and he's still ahead of both Zanliojas. So it's not the worst thing for him. I'm sure the Zanliojas don't really like him right now. Just getting in their way. Although the DRS, they won't say no to the DRS, though. I'm sure they won't. But 2 laps remain in this race. Gosha still keeps the lead, 6.7 seconds ahead of War Thunder. Pailuka up into P3. Fishnoob has lost a lot of time. He's now 4 seconds behind. I think Fishnoob has given up on this. He has given up on this battle for P3. So Pailuka, it seems like he will take P3, Fishnoob P4. Dinos in P5, who had to fend off Fantatrol. Fantatrol had the fresher tires. I don't know what happened to him. But yeah, he just hasn't been able to make the best of his tires. He hasn't even he has actually lost a lot of time on this third stint for him. So it's not a great day at the office for him. He had a good battle at the front as well. That was fun to watch, but yeah, sadly it will end in a bit of a disappointment, I think I would say. P6. But back up with Luca here onto the second DRS straight. I've just been told Luca just got a penalty as well, and there he is. There's Fishnoob right behind him now, looking to see if he can take P3. I mean, I said Luca needed to make a mistake if Fishnoob wanted P3. Now Fishnoob making the move, seeing if he can make the move on Luca through Sector 3. I think Luca just barely ahead of his teammate. And now Fishnoob with they both have DRS. Looking to see if he can make a move into turn 1. Do not hit Papa Wheelie again. I swear to God, do not Papa Wheelie. Okay, he didn't this time. Going into the double left. Fishnoob looking to see if there's any space for him to make a move on his teammate. And now, through turn 4, has made the overtake just ahead. But Luca still right behind him. Surely for the DRS straight, he will get that DRS and will be looking to make a move once again into turn 14. But for now, Fishnoob up onto the podium once again. Fishnoob slightly wide through there onto the second DRS straight. And Luca, surely because of that, might just take P3 away from Fishnoob. Into turn 14 now. Luca just still sticking with him. I think they're still side by side. Fishnoob has been able to take a bit of a lead on Luca. And now, to the line, Fishnoob will take P3 from his teammate. Barely. Less than a second. 5/10 between the two teammates. Fishnoob, after being 4 seconds behind his teammate with 2 laps to go, takes P3. But your race winner today is Gosha with a lead of 7.8 seconds. War Thunder finishes P2. Fishnoob on the last lap takes P3 from Luca, who finishes P4. Dino will finish P5. Fantatroll finishes P6. Simon will finish P7. And Heisteka will finish P8. Water Department finishes P9. British Coda should have finished P9 unless he made a mistake that we didn't get to see on stream. But today is Gosha's day. Round 1 done, and he is our points leader and race winner for today. It was a brilliant job from him, honestly. A great job. Kept the lead for most of the race. Brilliant battle with Fantatroll at the front on the worst compound as well. On a slower compound. And he was able to keep the lead and just stay in the lead for the entire race. It's not a bad day for War Thunder as well. P2. And I don't think you'll have too much to complain about that, apart from a mistake or two. But other than that, it's a good job day for him. Fishnoob as well. Amazing job from him. P3 right at the end. So Gosha in the 35, the Midnight Star is the race winner, and now will be making his way to the podium. We'll see the podium celebrations once we get to it. But for first round, not bad at all. Honestly, I wish I had someone else to talk to with right now, so it wouldn't just be me alone, silent. Apart from Mr. Streamer here, but yeah. So the two stops seem to work out pretty well for Gosha and War Thunder. The one stop wasn't the worst. They weren't too far off, but just the pace was too much, I guess, for Gosha and War Thunder. They're just able to keep the lead against that one stop strategy. of course, they also Gosha also didn't make any mistakes, but even without even if you made a few mistakes, I think you still would have finished ahead of the one stop strategy. But now for the podium celebrations here, all the drivers are getting ready for it, and of course, Fasta waiting to announce the podium. That is tags, Fasta. That those are that hasn't worked. All right, P3 is Fish Noob there for Zan Lioge. P2, I mean, I've just seen a bunch of tags on screen. That hasn't worked. Anyways, so Fish Noob will finish P3 and just on the podium by less than a second against his teammate. Again, a brilliant chase down from him. P2, War Thunder. Another great race for him after making a few mistakes at the start, able to keep it clean. And now P1, Gosha in the Midnight Star, our race winner for season 4, round 1 here in Australia. It's a brilliant day at the office for him. So as we finish up here in Australia, we can look forward to next race, which I believe, if I can get that quickly for me. Next race will be in Malaysia at the Penang Bayside Circuit. So hopefully we will be able to see all of you there for the next round in Malaysia. But from today and from everyone here in Ion, we will see you all next time. Goodbye.